Yes, it
I
worked.
did.
Okay. Hi.
It worked.
Yay.
My name is Risa Raquel Maldonado. I use she, her pronouns. For the sake of today, I am a movement instructor and educator. I started, as you said, my journey, I guess you can say, with like official yoga style movement back in 2016 when I did my first teacher training. It's kind of just evolved and taken its own path since then. For the longest time, I thought I would stay in the lane of yoga. I loved yoga so much. And then as our culture and the knowledge about yoga has evolved, and just the opportunities and information that's become available has kind of taken my teaching and my practice in a little bit of a unique way. So it's, yeah, that's what I do in a nutshell. I move people around and hope that they feel good at the end of it. This might get me in some trouble, but I would be willing to say that more than likely every white owned yoga studio has done some amount of appropriation, whether they intentionally meant to or not. But it's whether or not you're willing to do the work to undo that, to understand A, what you've done, B, why it's harmful, and C, what you can do to do better. I think there are a lot of people that fall into that category, thankfully, but there definitely are a lot of people that are stuck in their ways and are just like, yeah, like we're not gonna change what we're doing because like this is the way we've always done it.
But if we said that about everything, then nothing would change.
Exactly,
Like literally we'd be doing the same
exactly.
thing we were doing in like the 1500s, and like obviously that didn't work.
Exactly,
So.
right? Like, so I feel like we've evolved a little bit since then. So
Right. Yeah, I agree.
yeah. Ways that you found to be a better
ally.
This is a big question. Identifying my whiteness and my privilege as a white person and being able to say that without becoming intimidated or offended is a big one. But because it takes time, because you have to like loop your brain around learning and unlearning so many things. I'm a 32-year-old woman, and so that's 32 years of unlearning. So for some people it's less, for some people it's more. Different environments that we've all grown up in. The first step is like as white people, we need to start understanding what is white privilege, what is systemic racism, and how we benefit from it. One of the things, if I can ever communicate to other white folk that I really hope the one thing if they can take is that if every white person started tomorrow, like woke up and immediately was not doing a single racist thing anymore, or racist prejudice, bias, if all of that didn't happen, there would still be harm being done to Black, Indigenous, and people of color through the systems that we participate in, and don't allow them to have the same privileges that we do.
Right.
That's a problem. That alone tells you that we as white people need to start like doing better faster. So because it's not our job to dismantle these systems, it's our job to help people of color dismantle these systems, because they're the ones that are at the front of this conversation and are the ones that, you know, will lead us into that change. Allyship is hard, but it doesn't mean that we shouldn't try, and it doesn't mean that we shouldn't do it. Last but not least, I guess the last thing I would say is know that in trying to be a better ally, you will 110% fail, which is really, really hard to deal with sometimes. You will do it wrong. You will make mistakes. They will make you feel uncomfortable. There is no getting around it. But it, again, doesn't mean that we shouldn't do it, because these feelings of getting it wrong and not being, and like this discomfort that we come up against that's just in our chest, these people that have been marginalized have been coming up against so much more than that for hundreds of years. And
for a long time, too long.
Yeah. So if this is the least amount of work, if we just have to feel a little bit uncomfortable inside our chest, like we're going to be fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm sure we will survive.
Exactly. Exactly.
Thank you so much again.
Thank you, Jess.
Bye.
Bye.